3 years ago, I wouldn't have think of myself working as a software developer, and now next month I'm gonna start doing that. Yeah, so it's an incredible voyage.
So I'm here with one of our clients, Julian, that has been working with us for some time and that recently got the good news that he got his first job as a software engineer. So yeah, welcome Julian here. How are you doing?
Hello, I'm fine,
Everything
thank you, thank you.
good?
Very
Very
fine,
good.
eager to start.
Eager to start, right? So when are you gonna start? Next month, right?
Yes, so they told me I'm gonna start on the 1st of June. Unfortunately, I didn't add or already talk details, meaning that on Tuesday, so in two
Hmm.
days, I'm going there in the afternoon, and we are gonna talk uh, hours, contracts, onboarding, and also they want to have me doing an Ausbildung with the technology they are specifically using,
Hmm.
this ABAP with SIP.
Yeah. So you're going into business software, my friend. It's usually a profitable a profitable niche. So that's great. So first question is of course always, what did you do before you started working with us? What was your situation?
Yes, before starting with the mentoring group, I was struggling a lot to find the right point to start because I was looking at back-end technologies, I was looking at front-end technology, I was looking more or less at all together, all at once. And this gave me great struggle at the beginning because it was so much information. And then I don't remember exactly how I stumbled upon your RD. I think it was Facebook, I think.
Maybe.
And
I
I
don't.
I think, yeah, even either Facebook or Instagram. And then I started looking into your group, and I participate to one of your calls, and then things kind of work naturally from there. You contact me, I took the decision to start, then we started, and the beginning was struggle. It was a struggle because it was a lot, but with your help and the help of your group, of your colleagues, I could find the right direction, and I got a really nice introduction to backend with C sharp, which is, in my opinion, now that I know a little bit more, one of the best languages to start with because it gives you the right structure, in my opinion,
Mhm.
more than maybe Python or some JavaScript. So yeah, no, I can say I'm really satisfied with the approach. It's really from zero to hero. Uh, I don't want to brag, but now I feel very confident, and I'm eager to start my job.
I mean, you should feel confident because you just got a job, right? So that's
Yes, yes, yes.
that's very interesting. So it's always also interesting. So what did you do in your previous life, right? What was your job? What was your situation?
Yes. Well, when I came to Vienna 10 years ago, I started I started to work in restaurants while I was studying pedagogic studies at university. But
Hmm.
this kind of got into the sand because I realized that I didn't like teaching in general, and I didn't like the system where teaching is how the system of pedagogy is constructed. So I kind of let that go, and I was still working in restaurants. Then I found a job in an art gallery, and this helped me in a way because then I had time to study during the nights, during the evenings. I had time to study something else, and through a friend, uh, I started to get interested in informatics, which I was always interested in, but I never really took the courage to say, okay, now I'm gonna learn this. And then when I took the courage, I met you. It was more of a casualty. I mean, I was looking for a teacher for a mentoring group, and I found yours, and it worked out great. Like I couldn't be, yeah. Obviously it wasn't easy because there is a lot to learn, a lot to study.
Hmm.
But I must say your technique and your system is pretty much useful and working for me at least.
I mean, that's the whole point here, right? So that's always interesting also for somebody else that might think about doing this, right? So you didn't really start out with any kind of background in computer stuff.
I was always interested in computer, but not really in the informatic part. I was more willing to know how a computer works and how system works. But then I always thought it was kind of too complicated for me or too difficult to learn or something that I would never use in my life or something that was too strange for me to approach. But then the more I approached it, the more I understood, okay, this is just logic and as a logic works, I mean it's fine to work with logic. I don't know, so something that works like this because it's written like that, it's kind of beautiful and
Yeah.
and powerful. And yeah, I'm really glad that I took this path. 3 years ago, I wouldn't have think of myself working as a software developer, and now next month I'm gonna start doing that. Yeah, so it's an incredible voyage.
It's a wonderful journey that we have been on together here. So also, what's it's always a thing, right? In terms of the program itself, or like now you kind of finished. The learning never stops, as you know. But of course, that milestone of getting this first proper software engineering job and not some kind of random IT
Yeah, and
changing
also kind
monitors
of
kind of
level
deal.
support. Mm,
None of that low level jobs. So really, that's always great when you reach that kind of goal, um, and you start relatively soon. Yeah, that's also gonna be very exciting and really the start
yes,
of a great journey. Right? That's also good. So let me ask you this. I mean, you look happy, happy enough. So
I am.
how do you feel about this? How did you actually feel when you got that message? So hey, come work for us.
It was a 3 day thing because they actually told me on Friday that they would take me, but it wasn't official. So then
Hmm.
I have to wait until Monday to get the official confirmation. So it was more like a okay, I'm happy, but I cannot be really, really happy because they didn't officially confirmed. But then on Monday they officially confirmed, and I was like, I couldn't believe it. I mean, I can't believe it, but it was such a surprise that I did the interview and not even 4 days after they I mean they want to hire me. As I'm gonna go in 2 days to probably sign the contract, and it feels amazing. It feels amazing, and at the same time, it gives me excitement because now I know that I'm really gonna have to put a lot of hours in, but at the same time, it's what I wanted. So it's like it's crazy. It's like a circle that closes itself, and it's a great sensation. It's great.
It is great, right? So I'm also looking forward to your first stories from your from your workplace. um, so that's gonna be always fun. Yeah. Maybe it's also something that is interesting for all the people is um, your journey, right? You started basically learning programming with us. You got good enough. In the end, you got some interviews. How many interviews did you actually do before you got the job?
This is the incredible part because I sent it out more or less, I think more than 100 applications
Hmm.
so far, more or less. I would say between 80 and 120.
Hmm.
And I sent it really a lot. And this was the only one that actually was positive and wanted to meet me.
Hmm.
So I basically did one interview and I got the job.
Very, very quick. Also, I think your video stream froze. So if you just rejoin, the question was how did it go? You sent out a lot of applications, right? And then what happened?
And this company was the only one that actually wanted to meet me. And I think, I mean, uh, between being lucky and being prepared, I think it was a mix of the two because I think they really need someone now, but at the same time, they told me I was more prepared than most of the candidates that went to do the interviews with them. So I would say it's a mix between being the right person in the right moment, kind of I it went. I mean, it went so smooth. I can't believe it. I know there's people. I know a guy who did more than 30 interviews before finding a job and sent it through thousands of applications before getting
Mhm.
even these interviews. And I just, I sent a few, but then also, I mean, yeah, it was too easy, too easy. I mean, I hope it would always be like that.
Yeah, I mean that is something where we see with our clients as well. If you get to that interview part, usually you don't have 30, to get your job because at that skill level you always stand out. And this is of course something where you probably also were surprised a little bit when the interviewer is telling you, hey, this position has been open for some time. You came more prepared than the other ones.
Yeah.
That's a good sign, right?
That's what they told me. I think so. That's a good sign. Yeah.
I mean, obviously it's a good sign because more or less they told you on the next day they want to hire you. So that's good.
Yeah. It was amazing. The interviews. I met the boss, uh,
Mhm.
and they were very nice to me. We talk about a lot of possibilities. And now on Tuesday, in 2 days, I'm gonna have kind of like the Einschulung, the um, not really the Einschulung, but the onboarding,
Mhm.
how I'm gonna get into the various departments. And they told me they're gonna show me a little bit of everything before putting me in some specific position. So I'm sure I'm gonna have the possibility to try different stuff before settling on something. Let's see. I'm curious. I really don't. I'm not sure what will happen. I'm just excited.
It's gonna be exciting. Okay, so then of course a bonus question right here.
Yes.
Now that you've been working with, we got to know each other, right? You got to know our coaches. So over the whole process, yeah, what would you say was the best thing or the most favorite thing or your highlight in working with us?
Well, the motivation you gave me was kind of a big factor for me because of how I am as a person, probably because I need, sometimes I don't believe in myself, mm, but the stuff is there, but I still need someone to say to me that I can do it. And you were these persons for me, you and and your coaches. At the same time, also, as I told you, the beginning was very difficult. So to have someone that kind of already knows the first steps and just not really tells you what to do, but how to do it, it was stimulating. So I would say because I didn't have, when I was studying alone, I didn't have the idea of of gradually growing with the project's difficulty so that then at the end of a path you get to do a medium big project. So this was for me quite a help in your program because you guided me to more and more and more difficult projects until I got a better understanding and I could learn even alone. So yeah, I would say the structure of the mentoring is quite well done. I've been in other courses, for example, and I noticed that the effort put into the explanations, because it's always the same things, they tend to reuse all the stuff that don't is not all of them are so serious like your company is, like it's there are a lot of teachers, there are a lot of groups that one can join, but yours, I think it was one of the best ideas and the best things I did because it helped me a lot. Am I
Wait,
blocked? So okay. Oh.
no, no, it's all good.
Okay,
No,
okay.
I enjoyed it. Of course, I'm always happy with a happy client. That's the whole point of this operation that everybody's happy in the end.
Yeah.
Um, So yeah, then really one of the last questions or question is always where people say, "Hey, I also want to learn that. I don't have an IT background, whatever." Did you now drop your job and learn for 8 hours a day, or is that something
No,
that's not
actually,
needed, right?
it's not. I mean, yes, if you have a job, I mean, I sacrificed a good chunk of hours in the evenings for quite some times, but it's part of the process and it's not impossible. Um, Obviously, it would be better if someone pays you and you can go to school for 8 hours and that's it. But at the same time, it's not impossible to learn while having a full-time job like I did. Actually, um, I was working at the gallery in the mornings, and in the evening I would come home, and even if I was tired or whatever, I decided I want to do this thing. So just a couple of hours, not 4 or 5 hours, but 1 or 2 hours the time I can to invest a little bit every day, and then little by little the knowledge builds up, and at the end of 1 year doing this, you are pretty much good on the way, in my
Mhm.
opinion.
Yeah, that's really the thing, that learning also takes time and you can't force it into
No,
eight, 10 hour days anyways.
it has to come naturally in the way that you learn a little bit every day and continuously,
Mm.
because otherwise it's not like you wake up and you understand something that you didn't understand yesterday. I mean, if you don't study, and do practice.
Yeah.
And also coding is a thing that you don't really have to, I mean, you can start by practicing, by coding, and then solving the problems on the way and learning this way without, people are sometimes scared from books or from too much material at once, and always start little and build from there.
That's definitely the way to go. That's definitely the way to go.
Like you said, if
Okay.
you are building a car, you start with one wheel and then two, and then you build from there.
That's the way how every software is built in the end, right? So
Yeah,
that's also how we modeled our process, that you learn how to think like you would be building software in a company, right?
yeah, yeah,
Because
yeah.
that then of course translates into the skills that you need in a job, also the skills that
Mhm.
you might need in an interview situation.
Yeah, yeah.
Okay, is there anything else that you want to talk about?
Well, I want to thank you for all the good time. As always, I hope this interview, this video can help you and your company to grow, or to get new clients. I'm sure you don't won't have a problem because I know you're very capable. And what else can I wish, maybe after I got the job and started, maybe we go for a beer with Michael. That
We
would be
will
nice if
definitely do that. Yeah,
you had time.
Michael is already prepared for that. As soon as you have your things in order, we will definitely meet. So that's all great. So I think yeah, you're happy. We're happy. Thank you for doing the
Okay.
interview as well. We'll definitely go for a beer or five, right?
Yeah.
Depending on how many we find along the way. Thanks for meeting me. Have a nice
No, thank you.
afternoon.
Yeah, you
Enjoy
too,
enjoy the
Florian.
weather.
We'll talk soon.
And yeah, talk to you soon. And I'm looking
Okay.
forward to meeting you in person.
Yes, yes, yes. As soon as I have news about the job, about the contract, I'm gonna write you.
Yes, I'm looking forward to that. Okay,
Yeah, yeah, yeah.
then have a nice
Okay.
day. Bye
You
bye.
too. Ciao.
So if you also want to become a software engineer without quitting your current job and get a software engineering job in the end, then click the link down below and book a free consultation meeting with one of our coaches so we can look at your specific situation and figure out a perfect step-by-step plan that works for you, that gets you from where you are now to your first software engineering job.